Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We have got, let's see here. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? We've got Tom. We've got David. We got Ryan. And everybody's saying hello to everybody else. So that's the way that goes. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. This is It Belongs in a Museum. To which you should dutifully reply, so do you! Because that is what we do here. We throw around movie quotes like nothing's business, nobody's business. Let's see. Hi, Sam. I guess. Yes. Hello, Ryan. Yes. Hello, hello. Kabuki is here. What? At the beginning? Wow. All right, KK. Well, welcome, welcome. Luke from LTN. What's up there, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Kabuki Kid has been somewhat incognito of late. So the fact that she's here is pretty cool. Pretty daggum stinking cool. All right. Let's see here. David's here. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for the email, by the way, David. I appreciate that. And I did reply. I don't know if you've seen that yet. Chris Mayfield is here. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? I said hello to Tom, I think. Always love being here, bro. Sweet. LOL. Sorry. Just busy sometimes. I know you are. Don't worry about it. Just means that we miss you. That's all. All right, so It Belongs in a Museum. These are videos in which I bring down a couple of older games. Not necessarily old games, because the word old is subjective. We don't always talk about old games, because if we just talked about old games, it's largely dependent upon what I would consider old, which may not be what you consider old. So we talk about older games, games that did not come out recently. These are ones that the limelight has probably passed. Maybe people are still talking about them. Maybe they aren't. I still have them on my shelf, so I bring them down, let you look at them, explain what they do a little bit, not in great detail, just generally speaking, how the game plays and how it works, what it looks like, what the components look like, that kind of thing. Kind of like a glorified unboxing for games that are no longer in their prime. Maybe we can put it that way. I don't know. But that's generally what we're doing here. And so to kind of spruce things up a little bit, what I usually like to do is play a little game with you guys and gals. And so what we do is I give you a few clues and you guys get to guess what games we're going to go over before we actually start going over them. And then, in order to spruce it up even further, I will send the first person to guess correctly what game we're about to go over. I will send them 2 stickers and a surprise. And so you guys will have to send me, whoever wins gets to send me their shipping address information to flipsideobg@gmail.com, and then we'll get that out in the mail to you, usually by the end of the week. It depends on how soon we can get to it, but often it's within a few days that we send that out. And if you're one that has already won in the past, if you need new stickers, we send those out to you. But generally speaking, if you've already won, we ask you to pick somebody else in the chat who's actively participating, and we'll send them the gift instead. We like to spread things out as much as we possibly can. It's not that we don't want to continue to reward those people who are always here, but we do want to kind of spread the love a little bit. So that's what we do on It Belongs in a Museum. So we have, let's see here, Chris, I'm old. No, you're not, Luke. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're not old. I'm old. And then whoever is older than me is going to say, no, you're not. I'm old. And that's why. Yeah. I at least generally always watch the replay if I miss live. Kabuki, don't fret. I got you. I know what you are. No worries at all. Nickerson 1621. Hi, I'm Karen using my son's account. The way you worded that, it almost sounded like you're sending the game itself too. No, I do send a surprise, which is usually some kind of game or some type of, game adjacent product. But I usually don't send the game that we talk about. Well, I don't think I've ever done that. So, yeah. Got my game collection database up. Start hinting. You got it. Let's see here. Good afternoon. The Anthony's are here. Karen's here. I'll have to remember that Nickerson 1621 is Karen. I'll have to make sure I remember that. We're old. No, we aren't, Luke. We are as old. Boy, does Sam like to spread something. Oh, goodness. Eric's here. What's up? What's up? All right. You want the hints to start flying. Our first game hails from the year 2015. That's when it was released. 2015. 2015. Let's see here. And I usually start out with just two mechanisms. So I'll start off with dice rolling and grid movement. Dice rolling and grid movement from the year 2015. You guys can use your BGG or Google Foo and start popping off guesses right now. David Brownlee has reminded us to move from top chat to live chat so that you can catch all of those different messages that are going to be popping up in chat. I've already done that, but thank you for David for reminding the rest of y'all. Thank you. The Anthony's are here, not my eyeball games. Good, good, good. Ryan beat Eric to it with the complimentary TI4 guess. And as usual, you are incorrect, Ryan. Nice job, though. You beat Eric at his own game, which, frankly, isn't hard to do. He does it to himself all the time. I'm going to be reviewing cities today for the Dice Tower. I'm going to shoot that video after we get done here. And then hopefully I can get it edited before later on tonight, because usually what happens, Tuesdays are my long days because I do 2 live streams, and I'm satisfied with my accomplishment for today. What? Oh my gosh! The first? Really? How is this possible? How did you guys nail it right out of the freaking box? Right out of the gate, you guys nail it. How did Chris Mayfield do it? With Tom right behind him. How is that possible? What did you do? Do you guys have cameras in here that I don't know about? That is freaky. Oh my gosh, Chris Mayfield knocking it out of the freaking park. Oh my goodness. And Tom right behind him? What? Cheated. I know. Have you got like, are you like hacking my browser? You've seen what I'm looking at? My goodness gracious. We know you. Oh, okay. Strider, that was a long... They are good. Yes, they are. Well, yeah, it does, but what is it, like 1 of 2 that came out in 2015? Goodness gracious. My word. That was super fast. All right, well, Specter Ops. If you don't know the designer's name for this one, you need to be doing a little bit more research. Emerson Matsuuchi is one of the best designers in the industry, and this one is one that is pretty stinking fun. All right, Family Meeple is here. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. So in Specter Ops, this is a 1 versus all game. So if you have any interest in joining our September giveaway, this is a team game, in my opinion, because you have one team against another team. Now, I get it. It's 1 versus all, which in some people's minds might be a little bit from team versus team. But in my opinion, I think this works as a 1 versus all. So the 1 versus all, the one person is a person that is infiltrating a corporation. What's the thing? It says an edge of your seat stealth action game. An agent of ARK has infiltrated the top secret Raxon facility and must complete 3 mission objectives before attempting to escape. Not an easy task, with genetically modified Raxon hunters on a mission to seek out and destroy the agent. Which side will you choose? All right, so this is Clairvoyant Chris in the house. That is absolutely. Dead Men Tell No Tales is a good one. You are absolutely correct. It's a great game, and it used to be on your top 10. All right, so you just went with your gut, eh, Chris? All right, well, Chris, first things first, I don't recall you having won. I could be absolutely wrong, though, because I do send stuff out to people all the time. So if you have won in the past, you need to pick somebody else in chat to be the winner today. But if you have not, you need to send me your shipping information to flipsideobg@gmail.com. Bing. And it's right there. Now, as you can see, I have a little lid lift going on. The base game doesn't normally have that. And the reason I have that is because I also have the Broken Covenant expansion in the box, and it does produce a little bit of lid lift, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and take the box, put it right there, and let's go ahead and get down to the table just like that. Now, like I said, there are 2 things going on here. So this first one, I believe, is, let me just double check here. Let me see if I can remember. Probably can't. Yeah, this looks like the Broken Covenant board. So this is the Broken Covenant board, but the other board I'm going to show you in a minute is also in there. Now, what this has, I don't know if you can see some of it, but there's some shiny, kind of like that UV printing that goes on some of the other boxes that have really been used prolifically of late. That is to help you see all of the different squares. Because each square that you have the ability to go to has a designation. So, for example, you have F13, G13, H13, J13, because I on the row 13 you can't go there. It doesn't have a delineation, but H13 and J13 do, and then K, L, M, N, O doesn't, and then P, Q, R, S, and so forth and so on. So this is the Broken Covenant board. And this has to go, okay, just like that. So that one folds down. Then we have this looks like the rules version 2.0. Yep, this is the, gosh, it's been so long since I've opened up these rules. This looks like 2017, so this is the rules from Broken Covenant. And then we have, this is the base board, the base game board that is in here. It also has that UV printing on it that maybe you can or can't see. I'm going to try to move this around a little bit so that maybe you can catch some of the glint off of it. But this is the base game board, and again, you have all of these places: H17, I17 you can't be in, J17, K17, L you can't be there, M, N you can't be there, O, so you get the idea of how this is supposed to be. So what's going to happen here is that you've got one person is going to be the infiltrator. And it looks like these are the, Shadow of Babel. Look at that. So the game actually comes with one of these guys. So this is a sheet that the person who is the infiltrator is going to take. And they're going to be able to, you know, they write their agent name down there. They write their toughness here, however many that's going to be, how many players there were in the game. And then this is where you start. You start at N1. So N1 is right here, where you're going to be infiltrating the map. The other players are going to be able to place themselves in different areas, but they're going to do it on the board, not on here. This is just for the person to have at their behest. So you're going to mark where you move to on each of these different lines. And if you get all the way down here, mission ends, and if they haven't caught you by then, you win. More than likely, they're probably going to catch you, though. But you get the idea, right? So this is what that has. And there is the interceptor. This is the car that the guys can use, the hunters can use to go around. There is also this that I have. This looks like the... yeah, this looks like the Broken Covenant one. You start in M1 instead of N1, so there's a little bit of a different spot there, but this is dry erase, so it's a little bit easier to use. But anyway, that's that. This is not stock also. This is a foam core insert, and I do have, ooh, I forgot I had some of these painted. Awesome. These are some of the Broken Covenant characters, which are pretty stinking cool. And I don't know if you can, how well you can see them, but oh no! So these are some pretty cool. I'm wondering if Vernon did these. Did Vernon do these? I think maybe he did. That's the only thing I can think of, because I know I've never painted them. But, and this looks like either Vernon or Rob. I think it was Vernon, though. This looks like Vernon's work, because his work can be very subtle, but it also looks really good as well. That's not to say anything against Rob, though. Rob did really good work as well. And those are the two people that I've worked with the most as far as painting is concerned. So I'm just assuming. But you kind of get the idea. These are all the hunters. You get to pick who you as an agent is going to be. But as you can see, there are a number of different... all of the painted ones so far are ones that come in the Broken Covenant. Everybody else that is unpainted, these guys come in the base game, Specter Ops. So I'm just showing you everything that comes in the box here. Just so, do I have it? There, I got another thing. I can set him up here like this. All right, so that gives you an idea there. First time for me, Chris says. All right, super duper. Well, let me send me an address so I can get you your stickers and a surprise. Let's see here. Dead Men Tales No Tales is a highly thematic co-op. Even when you lose, it's fun when a chain reaction of exploding powder kegs takes out the entire board. Boom! Battleship on steroids. I guess you could say that. And I know you're kind of joking there, Eric, but I think there is some validity to that. But there's a little bit more to it as well, because each of the characters in the game are going to have their own little special abilities, and you're also going to have equipment cards that you'll be able to use throughout the game. So you've got some cards that are going to be able to be used by the hunters. You've got other cards that are going to be able to be used by the agent, and so there's a lot going on, a lot more than just Battleship. I'll put it that way. And I know you were being kind of a, gosh, why can't I get those cards out of there? Goodness gracious. There we go. So you kind of get the idea. If you want to randomly choose who's going to be an agent, so you can have, you've got assignment, hunter, agent, hunter, that kind of thing. So you've got that going on. You've got a lot of other things going on too. But generally speaking, you're trying to get in and accomplish 3 missions. And basically what that means is you're trying to get to hollow decoy. You're trying to get to one of these spots in different areas of the board and accomplish those missions by, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, rolling that many 4s or that many 5s or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it is. Man, it's been so long since I played this game, but it's a good one. It's just, gee whiz. There's so many games to play. It's hard to get them all played as much as you want. But this is a good game. Very fun game. But hopefully that gives you some idea on what we're doing here. That's what I was looking for right there. These little fellas. So, for example, you have different hunters here. So you've got the tracker, you've got the heat, and again you have an ability that he has. So he's got Rover, which is this little, where is he? This little doggy here. He's got Rover with him, so he can use Rover's special ability. He also has a special ability as well. But if he's an agent, you flip him over. If somebody uses him as the agent, you flip him over, and this is his special ability here. Then you have the heat. And again, if you use him as a hunter, he has these abilities. If you use him as a tracker, or I'm sorry, an agent, he has this ability, the pulse cannon. The judge, again, any person can be used as an agent. Any person can be used as a hunter. It just depends on who is who throughout the course of the game. So you also have, in the beginning of the game, I'm sorry, not the beginning of the game, but in the original game, I believe, you had certain people that could only be agents. So as you can see here, these were only agents. But then, then you had the Beast, who was one of those people that you had to play as a hunter. Spider, Cobra, and Orangutan, and then Blue Jay. But then, so these were only agent people. And then you also had some that were only hunters. You could not use these people as agents. So with the expansion, they came up with this idea of, oh, I'm sorry, maybe you could use, oh, no, these are the ones that I always, that I already went over. So with the expansion, they came up with dual usage, basically, where you could use anybody as anybody. So you kind of get the idea, yeah? It's a really fun game. I really enjoy it, and I think it's one of those games that have always kind of stood the test of time. I need to get it back to the table, that's for absolute sure. That's one of the reasons why I like doing these things, because it gives me eyes on some of these games that I haven't put eyes on in a long time, and it gives me a reason to want to play them again. So it's just one of those things that I've always kind of enjoyed a lot. And I want to make sure that all of these guys get back in there. That's good. We'll put those there. We'll put these down in here. I'll put those in there. We'll put these in here as well. Then all of these will go down here. Then we have that goes there. That can go in there. That can go in there. That can go in there. And it looks like that's about it. The interceptor can just be kind of up there like that. Or we can put it over here. And then we got to put this in here. Put that on top. Oh, wait. Can I put this maybe like this? Nah, it's not that different. Okay. Then we're going to put that on top. And this is where the lid lift comes. And padoop, putting that on top of there like that. That produces the lid lift that you saw earlier. But that is that. Specter Ops. Well chosen, Mr. Mayfield. And we'll come back. Let's see here. Have you played Sniper Elite? Nope. Sam knocking around as painted dude. Sorry. I use plain old boxes, especially with games with a lot of resources. Yeah. Well, that isn't a whole lot of resources. And the lid lift isn't bad. The only reason the lid lift is there is because it has the expansion Broken Covenant in it. That's the only reason. Which hidden movement game? Let's see here. Let's scroll up a little bit. Inserts are my favorite board game upgrade. Yeah, I can see that. Would everything fit in the box if you didn't have the insert? Yes, it would. It would. Too many games need better organizers. Well, that organizer was designed by... it was only designed for the base game. It was not designed to hold the whatchamacallit, the expansion, Broken Covenant. So that's one of the reasons why. Which hidden movement game do you like more, Specter Ops or Fury of Dracula, or another? As far as theme-wise, I probably like Fury of Dracula better. I think Specter Ops is easier to play, though, and it gives you a very similar feel. You know, it kind of scratches the same itch, but thematically speaking, I definitely like Fury of Dracula better. But it is kind of, it's more complex. So if you like more difficult games, I think Fury of Dracula is probably more down your alley. But if you're looking at ease of play and being able to play a hidden movement all versus one type game with an easier entry level, then Specter Ops would be better for you. Let's see here. Have you played Sniper Elite? I haven't, Tom. But it is all, you know, David Thompson, he's a very good designer. I haven't played it yet, though. I think I demoed it. I demoed it at a PAX Unplugged years ago, but I don't think that I haven't played it. I know I haven't played a production copy. I also met Emerson. Didn't know who he was. I was buying Century Golem Edition at the Plan B booth at Gen Con, and I said to him that the original game was too ugly for me to buy. He asked me if I wanted my game signed, letting me know that he was the designer. Oops. Well, here's the thing. He's the designer of the game. He doesn't have very much of anything to do with graphic design, I would believe. So you probably didn't offend him. And knowing Emerson, he probably took that in stride. Don't worry about it. I can make decent organizers with my CNC machine. I just don't have the time. Board games isn't my first hobby. Cool. Well, he designed it. He didn't do the... Oh, there you go. That's exactly what I just said. Gollum Edison is much nicer looking. Absolutely is. Tom says, I enjoy hidden movement also. Maybe we can play on the cruise. Maybe so. I thought he just worked there. Late again. No worries, Luke. Well, here's the thing, Anthony's. Listen. The fact that he just blended in as the designer, he just blended into looking like somebody who just worked for the Plan B Games booth. That tells you what kind of man, what kind of person Emerson is. He's very down to earth. He's very personable, and he's very fun to be around. So that actually is a testament to the kind of person that he is. Sniper Elite is amazing. Such a great game. Highly recommended. Thank you, Brad. Insert that made the biggest difference for me in setup, cleanup, and play. Star Wars Rebellion. Definitely worth getting an insert for that one. Makes everything just easier. I agree with that. Also, it's just a longer game, so just making fast setup. That makes sense. Only hidden movement game I've played is Avalon Hill game Starship Troopers. That's cool. I've never played Starship Troopers, but I've heard it's a good one. Terrier Halo says, I was very close at getting Sniper Elite, but didn't. We got another game instead, and there is no regrets, but would have been fun to try someday. Hunt for the Ring is another interesting hidden movement game. I remember Sam was unhappy with the rulebook, though. Yes, I was very unhappy with the rulebook. I did not enjoy it. And that's a unfortunate thing because I was very invested in the theme. It was a great looking game. Just didn't like. I think Ares Games did the design of that, and I just didn't like how they wrote the rule book. It was just not very well for me, very easy for me to understand. Or I remember that old Starship Trooper games, Kabuki Kid said. All right, here we go. Next game. So that was Specter Ops. Next game. This one hails from 2016. 2016, so it's 8 years old. 2016, 8 years old. Two mechanisms employed are events and hand management. Events and hand management are two of the mechanisms employed. Again, the game hails from 2016, and events and hand management are two of the mechanisms employed. Let's see how long it takes you to get this one. Ready, set, go? No, that wasn't it. Vanessa's here. What's up, Vanessa? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. It also had an optional thing where it could affect the setup of the War of the Ring after a game of Hunt for the Ring if you wanted. That's pretty cool. Dead of Winter. No, that is not correct. Rummy! Nope. Good try, Eric. Assaults on Hoth. No, wait, that's 1988. Yes, that's true. Star Wars Rebellion. No, sir. I saw you picked up Star Wars at Barnes & Noble. Seems like fun. Have you played it? Star Wars The Clone Wars. Yes, I played it solo last week, as a matter of fact. That was the first time I had played it. Yeah, we're going to be playing that one a little bit more and probably doing a review soon enough. Inish. No, that is incorrect. Kabuki Kid. Just because you won today, Chris, by the way, doesn't mean you can't partake in this part of the game. You can still... I have no clue. I can't win anyway. Why can't you win, Vanessa? Family Meeple, Concordia. No! So far we've said Assault on Hoth, which was a non-guess because they realized that's way too early. Star Wars Rebellion was a no. Inish was a no. Should have looked behind you. Right? Concordia. Terrier Halo says, I enjoy Star Wars The Clone Wars quite a bit more than I expected. There you go. Very good. Wow. All right. Tom nailed it. Tom nailed it. Don't know how he did, but he nailed it. Cry Havoc. All right, Cry Havoc. I can't win anyway, too. I know, but can't win. Totally. I've already received goodies. All right, Vanessa. Well, here we go. Cry Havoc. Now, this is an interesting thing because for the longest time, just about to type Cry Havoc, LOL. All right, well, here we go. Tom has already won, I believe, one of these little doohickeys. Has Allie won? I don't think Family Meeple has won, so you can double check that. I don't believe Kabuki Kid has won either, so you can check that as well. But this has an interesting little caveat. I believe we did Cry Havoc as a, I want to say we did it as a Miami Dice. I don't think either of us did a review of it individually, but I could be wrong. I could be completely off. Anyway, I owned Cry Havoc for, well, I didn't own it. We had it at the Dice Tower, and I played it. We loved it. I loved it. And so when the expansion came out, I went ahead and picked up the expansion. Then, after that, I moved away from the Dice Tower, and I thought I had Cry Havoc with me in one of the boxes, because for the longest time my collection was in a box. When I moved from a house into an apartment, had to keep most of my collection in boxes, and so I thought I had this when we moved up here. Got into this house, and can't find it. It's nowhere to be seen, but I still have the Aftermath expansion, and I did not have this. So at, I want to say Dice Tower West, earlier this year, I purchased Cry Havoc and Space Gate Odyssey from the same person. He had both of them for like 20 bucks, and I was like, okay, well, that's worth it. That's worth it. So I went ahead and purchased it, but I've had this expansion in the shrink for so long because I didn't own this game anymore, and it's just been sitting there. So we're going to crack the cellophane on this finally after all these years. You can almost see the dust popping out of it. Expansion still in shrink. That is absolutely correct, because I didn't have this anymore, so I wasn't going to open this. I was like, man, maybe I'll give it away to somebody or something like that. And then I was at Dice Tower West, and I saw this, and I was like, all right, I'm going to pick it up, because it was only like 20 bucks. Anyway, Cry Havoc Aftermath. This is the expansion. We'll get into the base box here in a little bit, but I'm just finally opening this up and going at it. So, whoa, interesting. Tokens to punch out. All right, well, that's done. Then we have more stuff. I'm not going to punch all of this out because it looks like I'm going to need to keep this kind of separate for some of these things, but looks like there are leaders. Omega Brain T14, General Fuchsenbach. Interesting. That's an interesting name. More things here to punch out. The leader for this one is Ashless Chief. Ashless Chief, or the Auntie on this side. Interesting. All right, well, this is looking pretty cool. Camouflage plan, hive mind, armored shuttle, auto destruction. More upgrades for each of the factions. Looks cool. More cards. Man, I remember liking this game a lot, y'all. A leader of the Mystics. Mystic is a leader here, and the Cardinal on the other side. So, all right. Well, that's that. I know that was. That's that. All right. At least there aren't minis to put together. That is correct. Oh, Bushman. Bushman, Bushman, Bushman. He's always got to ride my rear about something. There we go. Okay, so here is the rule book. This gives you an idea of all the components that are in the game. So you've got the game board, you have the battle board over here. You also have all of these different components and all of these different things. Here's what setup looks like. And yes, there are miniatures in the game, so it gives you an idea. But this isn't a difficult game, and this rule book is probably making it out to be a little bit more difficult than it really is. But you have the end of the game there on page 12, so you're only talking about 11 pages of rules. And then all of this stuff is just kind of fluff that you're trying to give. And there's a neat little advertisement for Portal Games. Here's the board, and this is a biggin. So just hold on for a sec while we get this out onto the table here. So, you have one side over here, and I know it's for a number of players, but I don't know which side this is for, because I can't remember where the delineation is, but you have one board here, and it kind of just gives you an idea of the enormity of it, and then you have another board over here, like so, but you kind of get the idea. This looks like this is probably the lower player count board because it's smaller, right? This one's bigger, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the larger player count board, but that's the board. And all of these components. Here's the battle board we were talking about. So pretty cool. Oh, what is that? I don't remember what that is. You have these little gems, bunch of different tokens here, and cards, but you have all of these things for a, we did it for a charity, I think, a charity auction of some kind. But these are the mechs right here. And, you know, that's how many that comes in the game. Then you also have the humans, I believe. Yeah. And you have the humans, which look like these guys. And they're always going to be yellow, of course. But these are the humans. Oh, he lost his ring. There we go. Boom, there's the humans. And then you have some of the, let's see here. These are some of the, I don't know what these are called, but these are like the dudes that are like the alien dudes. And then you have the mystic people that looked kind of freaky, but I liked painting these. But, you know, it gives a little bit more oomph to it. But those, that's where you have each of those different things too. So that's interesting. I don't remember. Of course, I don't remember much about the game anyway. But I don't remember that there was all of this stuff. I wonder what. That's just an insert. That's interesting. I'm probably going to be getting rid of that because I want to try to fit all of the expansion stuff in here, but you kind of get the idea, yo. There's area control in here. There's a lot of hand management. You got to use your cards for actions and whatnot. But these are pretty neat. I'm really liking it. I don't know why those are extra. But anyway, putting all this stuff away so that I don't lose anything, because I do that a lot. Experiencing buffering. I know. One of the kids is home from school today, sick, so they shouldn't be on. They shouldn't be on because he's homesick, and we have a rule that if you stay homesick from school, then you don't get to go on devices and what have you. So hopefully that's not the case. Sam forgot to pay the internet bill again. No, I didn't. Alright. Thinking I'm going to be able to get everything back in here. I'm hoping. Because I'm going to have to need to. I'm going to put that on top though. Because, yeah, that still kind of fits. All right, but that is Cry Havoc. Whoopsh. Just like that. Ba-bum-bum. Played it once, it was fun, but we've since forgotten the rules. Yep. I apologize for the buffering. Not much I can do about it right now. I think there's so much in the box it's eating up the bandwidth. Forgot or blew the budget on games. Nope. Everything fits until you try to put the expansion in there. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm probably going to take that insert out of there so that I can fit this expansion in there afterwards. But now I know. And that is that. So that has been Cry Havoc. Ugh, come on. Ugh. And Specter Ops. Specter Ops is a little bit more of a monster, but as far as stuff. Did you see I chose Family Meeple? Allie won! Okay, well, Family Meeple. Allie, you need to send me your shipping information at Flipside. Well, if I could learn how to type, that'd be good. FOBG at gmail.com. So, Allie, Family Meeple, you need to send me your Shipping information, please. I did not, but I did not see that, but I did I did want to I was going to double check and make sure. I remember we had no trouble with the rules. Combat is oddball, but the rules were clear. Yeah, that's about it. I can't be the only one to hear us, Sam. Eric makes chat fun. Yeah, he does. I know. Favorite game from Portal Games? Favorite game from Portal Games? Oh, dadgummit, I forgot one of the... You know, I'm not really sure, actually. But let me see. Let me look at some of the games that they have in their arsenal. Okay, so there's 51st State. That's a good one. I really enjoyed 51st State. It was one of Z's favorite games as well. So that's a big one. The problem with Portal is that they also have a lot of games in here that are actually from other companies, but they have made the Polish equivalents of them. So I don't know which one of these are actually just Portal games and which ones are ones that they have just distributed in Poland. Alien Artifacts was actually pretty fun too. It's a little wonky, but it was enjoyable. Yeah, those were all... Yeah, a lot of these games are games that they have just distributed in Polish. In Poland, so... Fortunately, I can't really... Just going through their BGG entry is what I'm doing. But a lot of these I know for a fact that they were not Portal games. They were just distributed by them. So... Cry Havoc is probably up there. Cry Havoc and... oh, goodness gracious. Let me go all the way to the end. 27. Yeah. There's just so many of them. Overview. I think 51st State is probably big on it. Imperial Settlers is big on it. I also really liked Imperial Miners. I really enjoyed Imperial Miners. That's another one that's pretty good as well. So maybe if I go to their website, what can I find with their website? Yeah, they're not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Select your language. Let's go with English. Apps, shop, other games. Let's see. Hiroshima Hex. That was another good one. Hiroshima Hex was a good one. Pret-a-Porter was a huge, like, super Euro game, and I enjoyed it, although I've only played it once. Robinson Crusoe was also fun, but I would probably say Hiroshima Hex, Cry Havoc, or 51st State are probably my favorites, but I really do enjoy Imperial Miners, and that's probably my newest favorite. So Hopefully that makes some sense. I do enjoy a few Portal games. Oh, it's pouring. Glad I finished up early today. Too bad they didn't also do Dogs of War. The Hexes combat games, both fantasy and post-apocalypse, Detective, Robinson Crusoe, and so on. Yep, those are all good ones. Alien Artifacts is on our Self of Shame. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Just kicked Strider by accident. I forgot he was down there. 51st State is the main one I own. That's a good one. Tides of Time, Madness are fun. Yes, those are small games. That is correct. I liked Imperial Miners too, Vanessa says. All you need to email Sam your address. Allie, you need to email Sam your address. What are you playing later today? That's a good question, Tom. I haven't made that determination yet. I do know that it's just going to be two of us. So that narrows my possibilities quite significantly. I am also possibly going to be using tonight's stream as not a time-honored Tuesdays, but one to simply get some games played that I need to get played. So that is another possibility, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't really know what I'm going to do yet, because I don't know what direction I'm going to do at. It's one of the first things that I'm going to be doing after we get done here is determining that. Then I got to shoot my cities review for the Dice Tower, and then we'll go forward after that. But it will be a bit of a later stream. We'll probably be starting around 6 o'clock, and that is because I have to go pick up my son from practice, and he doesn't get done until 5:30. So it will be starting at about 6 o'clock tonight. But hopefully I'll be able to get all the rest of my work done today so that I don't have to do any editing afterwards. But that's that. Already sent an email. Thanks. Very good, Allie. Very good, very good, very good. What time is it happening? 6 o'clock Pacific time. That'll be 9 o'clock your guys' time. I apologize. Let Jessie choose. I usually do include her in that decision-making process. I'll at least text her and let her know what I'm thinking about and let her provide input. I usually don't. Sometimes I do, because it just is what it is. She doesn't. She'll just be happy to play a game with me. It won't be anything other than that. But I usually do try to pick games that she will enjoy, first of all, and games that fit the bill, being older games. It's a surprise. Yeah, that's a bit late, but I can hang out for a bit. Yeah, I know you can. And our schedule right now just begs. She doesn't get off work until 3:30. We usually have to take one of the kids to trumpet practice or horn practice, and that's not done until 4:30. And on our weeks with Aiden, his practice is not over with until his football practice isn't over until 5:30. So that's the way that is. So the earliest we can get back is 6 and get started, and that's probably what I'll schedule it for. All right, but that is that. I'm going to get on out of here. It has been about an hour. That's what I usually like to try to keep these to. So thanks for joining me. We certainly appreciate you guys and your time. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side later on today and tomorrow. Take care.